Hey guys, welcome to a class of Spain facing the 21st century in the first day of Feria. We're going to be talking about how Partido Popular tackled the economic crisis between 2011 and 2018. However, today we're not going to be talking at all about the crisis. Well, not directly. We're going to be talking about two other issues of that government, and those are Mariano Rajoy, who was president of the government between 2011 and 2018, and his leadership, and also we're going to be talking about the foreign affairs priorities and the foreign affairs policies of that government. So those are the two topics of the two videos of today. So let's start talking about Mariano Rajoy and who Mariano Rajoy was. Mariano Rajoy was appointed by, you remember that guy, José María Aznar, who was president of the government between 1996 and 2004. He appointed Mariano Rajoy as his successor in 2003. Actually, the party at that time, there were no real primaries. It was mostly appointed by the previous leader of the party, and he chose Mariano Rajoy, who was a moderate candidate out of the few that at that time the media was discussing. So he opted for a moderate candidate. And who was Mariano Rajoy? Mariano Rajoy, actually, he, as most politicians in Spain, had made a political career. He actually was elected in a regional parliament in Galicia for the first time at the age of 26 in 1981. And from that time, Mariano Rajoy has always been in politics. But before that, actually, Mariano Rajoy, quite an incredible achievement. He was the youngest land registrar in Spain. Actually, that's in public service, that's one of the highest position that you have to take an exam to get to that position. And Mariano Rajoy was the youngest person in Spanish history to get that position. So actually, that speaks obviously very highly of him. So we were saying that he was a moderate, and in 2003, he was chosen by José María Aznar as a leader of his party, and he ran it in the 2004 elections, and we know that he lost unexpectedly after the terrorist attacks in Madrid. And he lost the 2008 elections just while Spain was being hit by the economic crisis. So he lost two elections before winning the third time. And actually, this is more or less a pattern, because the same thing happened to José María Aznar. He lost two general elections before winning at the third attempt. So Mariano Rajoy was elected, as I was saying, in 2011 as president of the Spanish government with an absolute majority. I haven't said that before, but the first time he won with an absolute majority. And obviously that allowed him, we'll see later, to rule as he wanted because of how the party system and how party discipline works in Spain. But who is Mariano Rajoy? Mariano Rajoy is, we talked about it, of types of leadership and authority following Bavarian Max Weber classification. Mariano Rajoy is a character. I mean, he's charismatic himself, but in an odd way. And let me show you some pictures to show you why. This is in the European Summit, and you see him there. This is actually in a sports program that he attended with his son, who is the person sitting next to him. And actually, after his son said, his son was actually, I think he was 12 or 13, and he made some kind of political comment, or he criticized the program they were at whatsoever. And Rajoy's reaction was to kind of hit him. And this obviously was very controversial. Actually, people appreciated this. And also, actually, this was a day that actually he got hit in the street he got punched in the street by a distant cousin of him. And quite a character. So all these helped creating a very unique personality, a very unique leader, as I was saying, that actually well respected, because as I was saying, he was a moderate within the Partido Popular. And actually, in this book by Anton Losada, one tries to understand Rajoy and how he thinks and so on, and he talks about how he's able to solve problems by moving very little. The less he did, the better he will solve problems, and he applied that everywhere. when leading his party, and actually how he got to leadership, when actually ruling the country, and so on. Obviously, he was president of the government during very, very difficult times in Spain. Bear in mind that 2011, we already anticipated that in previous class when talking about Zapatero and the crisis during the Zapatero times. We already seen that actually 2010, the worst was still to come, and actually it was during Mariano Rajoy term that the worst for Spanish economy came. We know that he left politics. Actually, we already know this because it was about with a vote of no confidence. Actually, I don't know if we said this in this class, but actually his government failed with a vote of no confidence. So actually, Parliament voted him down and put Pedro Sanchez as new president of the government. And actually, he is one of the few that after finishing his career in politics, after leaving office, he's gone back to his former job as a land registrar. So yeah, he's outside of politics right now. He's still a member of his party, obviously. He's still a leader. He still participates in rallies and so on, but he's not that involved. Actually, during the last two elections in 2019, the leader of Partido Popular, Pablo Casado, kind of steer more in the direction of José María Aznar and his politics than to the more moderation of Mariano Rajoy. So as you can see, quite a character, quite an interesting figure in Spanish politics. So we're going to have a quick break now. Well, make it as quick as you want, and we're going to continue talking about foreign policy. See you in a minute.